Whoa!
Hey guys!
Hi.
Hey,
It's Pure Fandom Vision.
it is.
I was saving that one.
Wow. That's, maybe you should
Was that rough?
Maybe you should keep saving it.
Well, for those joining our live stream, we are some of the Pure Fandom team that binged WANDAVISION yesterday, and we're going to talk all the theories. We'll do a couple quick intros. I am Liz. I'm recapping Batwoman and Legacies. I've also talked about Star Wars The Mandalorian with my husband Eric here, Mike here on the stream as well. Eric, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Eric.
It's just Eric. We'll toss it to the ladies first. Lindsay.
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I recapped Arrow for a bit. That's over. Now I'm trying to watch Buffy when I have time for the first time.
Yes.
I'm so excited for you.
Yes.
Yep.
Great choice.
Yes. Gabby, you want to say hi to everybody?
Yeah, hi, I'm Gabby, and I guess I was recapping his Dark Materials, but that's over for now. So yeah, we'll see.
I still need to binge that. I think you were the one that initially told me to buy the books.
Yeah.
Which I did, and I still have. I've read like the first half of the first one, and then I think I got pregnant, and I just I don't know. I don't know.
Gotta get back to that.
Right.
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, Mike Bonnie.
What?
Darth Bonnie.
Darth Bonnie.
Sorry, Bonnie. Yeah, I'm Mike. I'll just do an Eric and just say I'm Mike.
Right.
I show up on videos sometimes to talk about Star Wars or comics or I don't know whatever else I watch. That's pretty much it. So
You
just
drop
two
all the
things.
wisdom, though. You drop all the good wisdom. That's why I'm glad to have you on tonight in particular. You have all the theories.
I don't know about this one, but
Okay, first up, let's talk about what we all thought. Like, what would you... We do this on the Fandalorian podcast. We grade the episodes. I don't know if we should, you can either, I guess, do whatever you feel in terms of grading, like grade one episode or both the episodes. Lindsay, why don't you go first? I'll put you on the spot.
Is this like a A+ system, or is it like a 10?
It's graded on a curve. No, I don't know.
Yes.
Like
A through F.
I'm gonna give it a B+.
All right.
Nice.
I feel like that's fair.
Okay.
I mean, I was confused by it, but I feel like we were supposed to be. So it's
Right.
not that they're trying to be clever, but you're actually being confusing. I think they're trying to be confusing. So there you go.
Yeah, very cryptic on what the hell is actually happening. Agreed.
Lots of Easter eggs, though, which I'm sure we'll get into.
Yeah.
Gabby, what would you grade it?
I was actually also thinking a B+, because I overall enjoyed it and I liked how weird it was, but I definitely feel that it's going to depend on how it all comes together when we find out what is actually happening or have a better idea. Yeah. So B+, I would want to give it more, but I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. Yeah.
It sounds like some classes I got B's in college. I was like, I don't know. I'm going to study, memorize shit, take the test, get a B, call it a day.
Is that what you would grade the episodes?
Yeah, that's what it was for me. I would say.
Wait, what would you grade the episodes while you were asleep watching them last night, or while you were watching them this morning while you were taking care of our toddlers?
They're probably a solid A while I was asleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll not buck the trend and stick with B+ because it's good. You're kind of getting to know the characters a little bit. There's some super weird stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
And it's visually pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool how they recreated this 50s vibe, and it's very believable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I love the talent show. I thought that was cool how they The way they like snap in the magic and stuff, I think is pretty cool. Not magic, powers, you know.
I was like legit LOLing at that. Like it was like, oh, we were talking about this before we went live. Like they went all in with what it would actually look like if it were a sitcom in the 60s, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah. It's like Bewitched.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Mike, what do you think?
See, I won't give it such a high marks. I'll just give it a solid B, trending to B-, if anything, because I mean, I liked the episodes. Obviously, I love the characters and the effects and the vibe and all that stuff. But in the confusion of it, like I think anyone who's watched the trailers for it knew it would be weird. I mean, you saw them in like that sitcom 50s vibe, so you knew it would be a weird show. But there's two things. One, like even for Disney Plus standards, like those episodes are really short. I mean, I think the first one's only like 22 minutes or something like that. I mean, that's like comedy short.
Yeah.
So that is troubling. The other part is, I mean, they literally gave you almost nothing to a larger plot. I mean, they sprinkled in maybe 10 seconds in each episode where they dabbled in some type of plot. Like, I don't know how many episodes are in this season, but if it's like a short 8 to 10 episode season, like you already killed 2 and you've done nothing. So it just, I don't know.
I think
yeah,
it's 10. I think
it's 10.
Yeah, right? Okay.
I mean, 10 episodes, they've already, I mean, that's already two down. I mean, they're what, 20% of the season through. Like, so I don't know. I can't really go higher as much as the other stuff of it is good. I just don't know that you can go higher than that, knowing that they didn't really do anything.
I think I'm gonna go with B+ too, only because I got total like Lost vibes when we first see the hatch. Have you guys watched Lost?
Of course.
Yeah.
What happened?
I'm like, first of all, come on, like, but we're Pure Fandom. Everyone's so you know how like Desmond's in the hatch and it's all creepy and weird, and like I know that season 4 was the writer's strike, but I personally I haven't watched it in a long time, but I loved that season. I thought it was bizarre, the like science fiction part. So I was like getting that vibe of okay, the like delivery of what explosiveness happens after that better be amazing. And I was thinking about what you were saying, Mike, around okay, we only have a few episodes left. These are short. What the hell? Like I kind of feel gypped. But the fact that we've seen these characters in the MCU already, like, and coupled with the fact that Disney Plus, you know, they're going to try and change the game with how TV series weave together, how it weaves into their films. Like I have high hopes that the last few episodes are going to be like quality of an Avengers film. Like it'll be insane is what I'm hoping. But
I did just read 9 episodes for a total of 6 hours of content. And it does say the first 3 are a comedy series format. So I think we'll see a similar format in the third.
Okay.
But then we got, I mean, that's 4.5 hours for 6 episodes next. So that's what?
Okay.
Almost 45 minutes for each episode for the last 6.
Well, and do we think too, if we're having the Loki series, obviously phase 4 of the MCU plus Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I'm assuming it's not the last time we're going to see Wanda and Vision. Like they're going to be in these other series, whether it's like a cameo Arrowverse kind of crossover or like in the films, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. The only thing that makes me maybe not hesitate, but wonder about how much it was planned at least for this season is the fact that it seems like they were able to very effortlessly move it up. Like the plan was to have the Falcon first, and then because of the pandemic, they couldn't. And then it doesn't seem like they were like, okay, we'll just move WandaVision to be our first Disney Plus MCU show. So that's the only thing. But also, I mean, who knows? Because this show does to just, again, don't know where it's all leading. But I am into it still.
That's a good point. I still maintain that they're going to use this series to bring mutants into the MCU. Because they didn't have the rights to mutants for so long, and now they do. You can't just not have mutants in the MCU. You have to find a way to put them in there without it being like too. You can't just one day show up and be like, "Oh yeah, no, mutants were around. We just never spoke about them for 15 years."
Right.
Like you have to find a way to weave them in there somewhere. So I still maintain that she's going to be the one that does it.
Fair enough. I will say I'll give Elizabeth Olsen props in that I had completely forgotten that Wanda was like Magneto's daughter, like canonically, until a couple of days ago. I saw someone on Twitter kind of like, remember this? And I was like, oh my God, yeah, she just feels so much as a different character to me that I was like, oh yeah, she's supposed to be a mutant. She's supposed to be our connection to that world. Yeah.
I don't remember any of these Avengers movies, guys, by the way. I watched them in the theater.
I mean, that's not the backstory they gave her in the Avengers movie. Like, she's just a regular person who, like, I think got her powers from, like, an experiment or something weird like that.
Right.
Like, there's no mutant in there. Like, I mean, Quicksilver's dead. Like, she's not a mutant. So, like, it feels like they'll use this series to, like, retcon her entire backstory.
Oh.
Court!
Hi.
Hey, girl. What's
How you
up?
guys doing?
Hey, Court.
How are you? Can you hear us? If you can, your glasses look awesome. I love them. Is it working? Hold on, let me see if
I'm guessing not.
I might be able to. Oh, no, we don't want that.
Oh, man.
Absolutely not. No.
Whoa.
No, I'm making it worse.
This is like the Brady Bunch. I like it.
Pretty good.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, I kind of like this one. Court, are you still connecting? Okay, while she's getting connected, I want to ask, so what are y'all's theories around the red that she's seeing? Like, we saw the helicopter, Vision's head went red, Dottie was bleeding, and we saw her blood. What are everyone's theories around what that could mean? I know that's opening up like a whole box of worms, but we were trying to read some stuff on Twitter, but there was a lot to sift through. Does anyone have any theories?
I don't think I do.
That's all right, girl.
I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the peacekeeper means. I don't know what the red means. I just assume that Wanda knows a little bit more about what's happening than Vision does, from what I gather. That's about it.
Yeah, that's well, you kind of get the sense that she's in control, don't you? But at the same time, like,
well, that was going to be actually my question. Does it feel like this is something that she's doing or is being done to her? Because then it's like, it's either like, I don't know. I feel like that. Both? Okay.
I don't know how it can be both, but I feel like it is.
Okay.
like she's aware of what it is, but maybe doesn't have full control or something.
Well, and I may be jumping ahead here too, but didn't you read that Kevin Feige or Feige, however you say it, who runs the MCU, said that WandaVision will kick off the next Doctor Strange movie?
It'll all tie into the multiverse of madness. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm 99% confident that she's doing the whole thing. That the red is her losing her grip on this new reality she's created, because like Scarlet Witch's powers are out of control. Like the MCU doesn't really do her the type of justice. Like she fights and she moves things with her mind. Like she can warp reality with her powers.
Yeah.
And like and that's sort of, when me and Meg were talking about it, that as happy-go-lucky as the sitcom vibe is for the show, it's also kind of dark and sad because it feels like she's created this sitcom reality for herself in like how she's dealing with the death of Vision. Like it's her grief like manifesting this for her. And you can see it when like that beekeeper comes out of the sewer and she just says no and then rewinds the entire thing. Like she does that. She knows it's happening. So I think she's created this bubble for herself that is just a way for her to kind of deal with, you know, the loss of Vision that she can't process. And the red is just when she's, I mean, you can see it's at moments she's like losing control. So I wonder if that's just like a break in kind of the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that totally makes sense because like when you said she sees the beekeeper and then when they're at the table and that guy's choking, like it was cool as a viewer. Like you could tell the tone immediately changed. Like it was really dark. It was actually kind of scary. And it was like, oh God. So I think you're right that it'll be a little bit more emotional and just have a darker tone than we traditionally see in the MCU. And that makes sense with the X-Men because that's why I love X-Men. Like they're my favorite. It's very like emo, like everything's like blind and tragic, you know, or in tragedy. So I'm excited. And I think that, she's definitely in control of what's happening. And then the radio, who do you guys think was on the radio? Wanda, who's doing this to you?
Well, that was because my interpretation originally was sort of similarly, like she's listening to herself, she's processing the grief. This is just like we're actually seeing her, like you're saying, manifest these powers that she actually has. But it's the radio and the TV where someone's watching where I'm like, okay, but it does seem like maybe she's not entirely in control. So I go back to Lindsay's, a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. Who is breaking through or who is watching?
Yeah. Well, and there's all sorts of rumors swirling around the internet on how this plays into the bigger picture, right? There's who is Dottie, right? Something is weird with Dottie.
Well, she's also Anya from Buffy, Emma Caulfield. So like we'll just say that. Lindsay, have you met her yet?
I've only watched season 1 of Buffy.
Oh, wow. Well, you'll love her.
Yeah. You're not there yet.
She's on 90210 too, apparently.
Which one?
I don't know. I just read that she was.
You're embarrassing me. Don't act like you don't know which one.
Next time you better come with facts and details.
Yeah, okay. Bring your
Okay.
Okay, so Dottie. We got Dottie.
Jesus. So apparently, so Dottie had some weirdness to her, right? They had that weird interaction at the planning thing. Then she had all these weird looks on her face during the talent show. There's all this talk about Mephisto, who I guess was like a very big villain, like nemesis to Wanda in the comics. So it's actually like the devil incarnate kind of thing. It's like Mephisto is a demon. So there are some potential linkages of the red in the show and a few comments that were made that would indicate Mephisto is in here somewhere.
Okay.
And it could be Dottie. I don't know. It seems far-fetched this far in that people are connecting this sort of stuff. But, you know, there's a big link in the comics that, and there's also rumor that could be the next big bad in the new Avengers series.
Like the MCU as the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's also lots of talk about what was Agnes, the neighbor, having some
Catherine Hahn,
much more significant role. And then I also read some crazy theory that
when did you read? I've been good to you. I mean,
these episodes just come out.
I also read that
like I made enchiladas, and then all of a sudden you read like 50 years of
now you know. Don't make enchiladas, then you won't get lost.
Okay, keep going.
So, you know, we haven't met the husband of Agnes yet. So what role does he play in all of this? What's the story there? Because he sounds like a real nightmare. You know, she's making a gourmet meal and he's eating baked beans. That's just bullshit in my mind.
Wait, what was your husband, the dude that gave Vision the gum?
Was that Ralph?
Wasn't it him? Because I thought at the talent show they after the talent show ended they went and held hands and left. I might have just made it up,
I don't
but
remember that.
No, you might be.
okay. That's probably not a thing then. Never mind.
What's her name again? Agnes?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can Google this really quick. Oh, wait. Now I'm getting into spoilers I don't think I want. Never mind.
Spoilers? How could there be spoilers?
There's always spoilers.
There are?
What?
What do you mean?
But dude, I've been doing Pure Fandom for like 10 years. You don't know that there are spoilers?
Well, who would have seen the rest of the season?
Well, I mean like
from the comic and
right,
shit.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
From the comics and stuff. So I guess what do you guys what do you want to see? Like if we're talking X-Men, like let's just do like wish list, dream list. Like who would you love for one of these people to end up being, like a mutant?
Oh my gosh. I know. I want just Wolverine. I know that's all what I only want, but it's not going to happen, and I just got to accept it. That would be awesome, though. So,
Right.
Huh. I want Evan Peters as Quicksilver.
Yeah.
That's the one I would want to see. I want that version of Quicksilver to be there.
Well, and the fact that we have the multiverse now, like, why couldn't he be? That's not a hard, like, I can believe that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, guys, Court's back. We're going to see if we can get her on.
Is Gabby frozen?
Can you hear us?
hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yay!
Hear me?
Yay!
I'm going to try and see if,
we may have lost Gabby. We got Court, but lost Gabby.
you know what helps too, Gabby, if you can hear us, bottom right gear, click video resolution. And if you go down to standard definition, that helps with the streaming. I'm also doing a restream demo for those watching right now. There you go. Yeah. Gabby, you're like way clearer now. This is good.
Okay, you can see me?
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
And Court, you can hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yay!
Like it was a little disconcerting because I couldn't hear you guys. I heard everybody else, but Liz and Eric, it was okay.
It's his fault.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, tell it if you wouldn't mind. We went around and told the 5 people watching, thanks for sticking with us, guys. So we are give yourself a little intro and plug your amazing podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been with Pure Fandom for 5+ years. It's been a while. I write and I'm with Brad and Court Talk. We cover all kinds of sci-fi TV shows. Right now we're covering The Expanse and The Stand, so CBS All Access and Amazon. Man, like both shows are just blowing our minds right now. So like definitely check us out if you have thoughts about everything that's going on, or just hit me up on Twitter. I'm at JinDev. And during quarantine, I've been podcasting with some of my friends for Geek Girl Soup, so that's been a lot of fun. Like we've been watching all kinds of movies. I got what was it? The Independent Film Festival membership or whatever, and I've been watching all kind of screeners and everything. Just like busy, which is good because I don't have a life outside that right now.
Me either.
Yeah. What is? Yeah.
Awesome. And I'll drop everyone's. I'm going to pull up everyone's author page too, so everyone can check out all the articles and all the podcasts. So what would you, Court, rate? We gave I think we all did in rating the first 2 episodes. Gabby, Lindsay, and I did B+. Mike, did you have just had B?
B minus.
And what was yours?
I'd say B+.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So see, I would rate the episodes separately. For the actual pilot, the first episode, I would go with you guys and rate that a B+. The second episode, when I kind of figured out what was going on, what they were doing, I was like, okay, I like this. So A- for the second.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, they had me going. I was cackling. So
Yeah.
I know that talent show. Like we
The
were
talent
saying.
show was funny.
Yeah.
It was very funny.
Oh yeah. like the gum in his gears. Oh wow!
I know.
the way they showed it like turning and just like shitty 50s graphics, I was like, oh, this is great.
I know.
Yeah. And I feel like I haven't seen him play like a comedic role like that before, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in like A Knight's Tale.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
What? Who's he in A Knight's Tale?
He's the he's Heath Ledger's like right-hand guy, because isn't he like a...
Is he Chaucer?
Yeah, isn't he Chaucer, the one
Yes.
who introduces? Yeah, and he introduces everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm. A Knight's Tale. That was like my favorite movie in high school and college. Now I'm like aging myself here.
Cool.
But whatever. I have some... Okay, we won't even go there. Anyway.
It's okay, Liz. It's okay.
Okay. Thanks, girl. So where'd we leave off? So Lindsay wants to see Wolverine.
Yeah.
If
But-
X-Men are introduced. Hey, you never know. Hugh Jackman's like, wait a minute. I stepped back from the role pre-Disney acquisition.
Mhm.
So
He was like 52 years old. Like, can you imagine getting into the shape he was in?
don't care. I'll take him any way I can get him.
He doesn't have to work out. He can do whatever he wants with his body. I'm all about it.
Amen, Lindsay. Amen.
Mike, who do you want to see?
I said Quicksilver.
Oh yeah, Evan Peters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Evan Peters Quicksilver.
Oh my
Multiverse.
god, yes,
Right.
that would be so awesome.
Gabby, what about you?
Is this like any X-Men, even one that hasn't been introduced and in the movies?
Oh yeah, girl. I'm talking
Yeah.
like wish list.
Oh, well, I will always forever hold out for like an actual Gambit, because Gambit will
Yes.
always be my favorite character.
Yes.
So,
I was
like,
hoping you would say Gambit. Yes.
yeah, so that's where I'm at. This is still like my dream. I'm like, please give me Gambit.
Remy. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Is that who you would say?
Yeah, I think so. I would love to see Gambit. I also, I think some of the lesser known characters I think would be really cool to see. I'm trying to think of... How about Jubilee? Let's see.
Ugh.
Yeah, she didn't get justice in
What?
Apocalypse.
What?
Well, so he...
Wait a second. Wait, hold on.
What was that?
Wait. The question was, what like X-Men mutant would you want to see introduced into WandaVision? You've got a whole gambit of characters. Magneto's still on the table. Professor X is still on the table. Beast, Nightcrawler,
Oh, no, Jubilee all day.
Storm, and you went with Jubilee.
Jubilationally, absolutely. Like he's a little badass.
Yeah,
Come on.
he is. Well, and for context, Val, our 3-year-old, she's really getting into superheroes, which is fun. She's like really getting into it. And the only we were like, okay, let's see which superhero series are on Disney Plus. And Spider-Woman was on there. And because she loves Spider-Man. So like, we'll play Spider-Woman. I don't know if you guys have watched that cartoon. It's horrible. They only did one season. Like, it was like Wonder Woman must have come out and Marvel was like, we'll just create the same character, but way shittier. And so we show her like Wonder Woman stuff. And Belle's like, no, that's Jessica. I'm like, no, Jessica Drew, that's not a great. So we found another cartoon and Jubilee's in it. So maybe that's where you became a fan suddenly. This is the first time I'm hearing this.
I'm just a big Jubilee fan.
I mean, who couldn't with the jazz hands and the light sparkles?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, come on, the badass yellow raincoat. Come on.
She does.
Yes.
Stellar raincoat. Okay. I would pick Mystique, but it's got to be Rebecca Romaine Mystique coming back and doing her thing. And Michael Fassbender Magneto, because he was just...
That would be awesome.
Oh, and okay, I'm gonna keep going.
Charles would be cool to see.
I thought the what's his name? So handsome, so wonderful, who played why am I blanking on this? I love him. Who played young Professor X?
McAvoy.
Yes, McAvoy.
Yeah, James McAvoy did such a great job. And then I felt really bad for Sophie Turner because I think that weren't they supposed to do a trilogy, and then with the Dark Phoenix is just not what. So I would be cool with her coming back and then them doing what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Her.
Like, I agree. Like, I dreaded watching Dark Phoenix. I waited to the last. It was on HBO. It took me years to watch that movie. I was like, I don't want to see that. They ruined it.
I know.
But I actually enjoyed that movie. I didn't think I would.
Yeah, nice.
It just felt like to me we were watching a movie that was supposed to have 2 before it, and we were just gonna take it. Like I'll assume I knew what this means. You know what this means.
Yeah.
They really tried to cram it in.
Yeah, you know.
But it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
Same.
It was fine.
It's better than Apocalypse.
Oh, Gabby said Gambit.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh, Apocalypse. I won't even talk about Apocalypse.
Again, very fine. But you got Oscar Isaac playing Apocalypse and you give him 5 lines. Like, that's just stupid.
How do you take the most handsome, aside of you, of course,
Thank you.
handsome man on the planet with a beard like that, natural beard, hair like that? You put a pound of like makeup on him and just,
What does he say? We will build a better world.
4 times.
It's bad. It's a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Was not good. Okay, so we think definitely mutants are going to be weaved in. And Court, I can't remember if you were on or not. Where, what outlet? Some outlet, or no? Kevin Feige said that WandaVision will set up the next Doctor Strange movie in the MCU. So we'll probably see way more mutant action, hopefully, on the big screen too.
Cool.
Where does Spider-Man 3 stack up timeline-wise to Doctor Strange? Because you're hearing all sorts of crazy shit about Spider-Man 3.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the entire cast of every single Marvel movie ever created is going to be in it.
I'm so down for it, though.
Let me look
Me
this
too.
up. Phase 4.
Although I have to say, like, Tobey Maguire would kick Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland's ass as Spider-Man. I'm just going to say. That dude was buff.
That is a hot take, sir.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, you're talking to Tom Holland. I love Tom Holland.
But he's so small. He's tiny.
After seeing Molly's Game, and if y'all know, they talk about
Oh yeah. Oh God.
That's a whole other thing. I'll smack you guys on that later. But I think yeah, no, get out of here. Go away. Tom Holland. Team Tom Holland.
Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland are like these small little guys. Tobey Maguire's, I don't know, man. I still like Tom Holland better than both of them, but
okay, so your favorite X-Men is Jubilee. Your favorite Spider-Man.
Hey, I was gonna say Gambit. Gabby took mine.
There's still like 20 other ones you could have picked.
I was going for less obvious, Mike. Come on.
Oh wait, here we go. Okay, Marvel. Phase 4. Because I was trying to find something updated from pre-pandemic, or because so we have. Is this the list?
This is not helpful.
I don't know. This isn't helpful, but I don't even. Probably because they don't even know.
They probably don't know.
How could they? We still don't know. Do we know when we're getting Black Widow?
No.
May 7th.
Oh, May 7th.
Yeah.
Of this year, and then Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is July 9th. Eternals is coming November 5th, and then Spider-Man is December 17th of this year.
Oh, and Doctor Strange isn't even until March of next year.
Well, everything got pushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn. Okay.
So.
Okay.
And Guardians of the Galaxy is until 2023.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's because he had to work on that DC movie.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whoops.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was like, what DC movie? I don't know why it took me a second. Yeah.
I'm so excited though. Do we know when we're getting Falcon and the Winter Soldier and the Loki series? This year, right?
The Falcon. Now I can't remember when.
thought it was coming out fairly soon. Something's coming out.
I think you're thinking about WandaVision. It came out yesterday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow.
No, I believe Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be this summer at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Loki trailer was so good. I thought that was just.
I thought Loki was coming out soon.
I was so excited when after.
Yeah, you're right. Loki's first actually in May, and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier is in August. So it went from first to third.
Oh wow.
Well, I wonder if it's because of the way the movies, the timelines have shifted, because it looked. What did it say? Doctor Strange is one of the first out in Marvel Phase 4. Well, it's the first one out after Spider-Man, so maybe they have to. I don't know. Who knows? I do not envy the person that's like managing the release schedule for all of this and coordinating with the different teams of like writing and I don't know how they do that. It's nuts.
I read something on Twitter, I don't know if it's true, that WandaVision isn't necessarily after Endgame.
Oh.
Really?
You don't really get a good sense of the timeline. And I actually wondered, because obviously, so Vision dies in the Avengers movies. And is there a possible way with Cap going back and putting the stones back in the right place that Vision survives? Or is he assumed dead? He does survive.
Well, if you're talking about multiverses, I mean, Tony Stark could be alive. Like this is what I wanted to ask you guys about. That, sorry, not to interrupt, but it leads me into this. I did, yeah, okay. But we'll bring it full circle here. So, I love Rogue. That's another X-Men I would love to see. And I guess there's a whole comic series where she and Captain Marvel are like total enemies, and Rogue, because she's an empath, right? That's what it is. An empath where you take other people's powers. She like absorbs Captain Marvel's powers. And Captain Marvel is powerless. But then another Captain Marvel, I think, I could be saying this wrong. It was a Nerdist article. Said that Captain Marvel in another multiverse travels to different multiverses, hunting down the different rogues and killing her. Okay. And that way she can't like. So and then with, WandaVision and mutants. And then, of course, we have Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. Like all of that has to be connected somehow. And now that we know for sure that WandaVision is directly tied to the Doctor Strange movie, I think that could be super interesting. Like, what if one of the big bads is Captain Marvel? Because another Captain Marvel is going rogue.
There were rumors that Rogue would be the villain in Captain Marvel too. Now that the X-Men are part of the Marvel cinematic or Disney family, because that's a pretty significant storyline. So that would make Rogue a good candidate to show up in WandaVision.
Right.
Well, that's why Rogue is so strong and can fly. She absorbs all that power from Miss Marvel. So she takes too much of it, and she can't. It doesn't like go away like it usually does for her. So she always has it. That's why like when you see like in the cartoons and the comics and stuff, Rogue can fly and you know lift robots and stuff like that. It's because she has a bunch of that power. So
wow.
Oh, that's nuts. That's cool.
She stole it.
She stole it.
That's
the
thing.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Ms. Marvel shouldn't have been standing next to her. She should have rode shotgun. You sit in the backseat with Rogue, you're gonna lose your powers.
I still think though that Wanda's gonna bring Vision back from the dead because I think by the end of this, that the new reality will be that he's not dead.
Yeah, I feel like you can get a season out of her grief, like kind of we've been talking about, but it's still called WandaVision. So, once she accepts that he's dead, okay, what does that mean? Well, she finds a way to bring him back, right? Hopefully.
Can we talk about the weird pregnancy thing?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Well,
are
I mean, they're
actually real?
in the promo, she's pictured with twins, right? And she has twins in the comics, Tom and Billy or something like that.
But those are the cause of her grief. She loses them or something in the comics. I don't know. But it's not, whatever happened in the comics doesn't match up with what has occurred. But so are they real? Like, is she actually pregnant?
Like, can Vision even have kids? Impregnate? No?
Well,
he's a robot.
He's
from
a
what I
robot.
read, like
What are the mechanics here?
the pregnancy, so it's very kind of cultish how in the talent show and like leading up to it, they all said for the children, right? Like this is for the children.
Oh, that's right. I forgot this.
And there are no children anywhere to be seen anywhere in this show yet. So as soon as Wanda and Vision both said for the children at the same time, boom, there comes the baby bomb.
Baby.
It's super weird. It's creepy. It's like something's happening.
Well, I took it in two different ways. One, she can build her own reality. I still have no idea what's going on in the show. So she popped up pregnant. Okay. And if we're going with this thing where they're basing it on old TV shows, that used to happen all the time. I Love Lucy. She showed up all of a sudden pregnant. So, okay, I'm going to go with it.
Very true.
Yeah, it's part of her reality. Like you said, I agree with that. And that she can do whatever. You said something earlier too, like what if she, and part of my ignorance on her powers, because the MCU really hasn't, we just know she's like powerful as all get up, but we don't know how or haven't seen the extent of it.
Yeah.
Do you think that everyone's like Matrix style, like in a pod somewhere and she's controlling this, or like are they in it and just being made to see this? They're like physically there, or is this all in their heads? Like, I don't know.
Probably Matrix style.
Yeah.
I think that sounds cool.
But
Yeah,
then Yes, I was gonna say, but I get the sense of that maybe certain characters are there to watch her, like like Catherine Hahn. I was like, I don't know, like she gave me a different vibe than everyone else in that world in terms of how she was, interacting with Wanda. So I'm gonna keep going both. No, I don't know.
See, I was thinking what you were, Liz, that it's some kind of Matrix-y thing going on. Just because you had that disembodied voice of like, hey, Wanda, who's doing this to you? Like whoever's watching her, maybe they're telepathic or something.
Well, and they, Gabby, you were saying where Catherine Hahn's character is interacting different, and then I want to call her Kitty because that was her name in That's the show.
Yeah.
Kitty was like, "Stop it,
Yeah,
stop it!" Like she seemed to be out of character, and like trying to, like, "Hey, he's actually dying. Like, can you take care of that for a hot minute?" And then they pretended like it never happened.
Yeah,
and this is me probably because of the Chris Evans rumors on Twitter, or maybe this was the cause of the rumors, but that sounded like Captain America on the radio. Am I crazy?
I don't know. Was it like a man or a woman's voice? I don't even remember.
it was a guy.
Yeah. It had a Boston accent.
I think that's a stretch. Because you said that and I listened for it when I watched it again this morning, and I was like,
with our kids screaming in the background.
I was like, that's not. I can't distinguish that as Cap or not Cap. So I'm going to say not Cap.
Well, y'all know me and my theories. What was that, Lindsay?
Is it Tony Stark calling from the afterlife?
Could be.
I mean,
in one universe, in many universes, Tony Stark isn't dead.
And I think I'm all for like bringing characters back because like Gamora, for example, it's so exciting because you're like, I'm like heartbroken because of the development she had in the first two Guardians films. And then, when she sees Peter in Endgame, it's like none of that is there. Like she's coming straight from like Thanos' life. And so who knows what's going to happen? And so if we bring these characters back from these different multiverses, it's almost like you're getting them a whole new it's like it's a completely different character. Like I don't look at it as you're bringing someone back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, which is exciting. So who knows? I don't know.
Not me.
Were there any other theories you guys had from WandaVision or like weird? Were there any other like weird things that I'm trying to think what else
I did see another thing on Twitter.
What? Tell me, girl.
Something about how when Wanda was like changing the scenery, and I think they said that a picture of the Hydra building popped up. I have to rewatch it to make sure that's a thing, but I saw that on Twitter.
Well, it said Hydra on the watch.
Yeah, it's in
I
Hydra.
read on the watch, and it said
The name of the guy who turned her into, who experimented on her, whatever his name was.
Strucker.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Stryker experimented on her too?
No, Strucker. He's like he's like a Hydra executive or whatever you call their leadership.
Oh,
He's like a Hydra leader.
he really rose through the ranks at Hydra.
Yeah.
Hard work. Wait, so that was because there was also, I heard from a friend of mine that you're talking about at the end where the guy's like taking notes of the first episode, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Were the guys taking notes? No,
like,
where it said Strucker on the watch.
Oh, it said Strucker on the watch. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because at the end of the first episode, there was the, it zooms out of the TV and then it shows the guy like closing the notebook. One of my buddies is hypothesizing that that was actually, oh God, now I've already forgotten. It's the logo on the folder of the guy watching the show at the end was for SWORD, which is a sister to SHIELD that protects the Earth from aliens.
Okay.
I think I saw something about that on Twitter, but I had no context. So.
Yeah. So there's but you're also like, how are they watching this show? Like, what is happening? Like, how is all of this possible? Technically, I'm curious.
Well, another theory on Twitter said that the red helicopter that landed, that actually was a real crash in actual reality, and it just showed up as it showed up in her reality. And so someone that we've seen on the show was actually in that helicopter and has been pulled into her reality.
Was that what that banging was when they were like in their room and something?
Oh yeah, in the room.
Yeah, maybe it's someone trying to get into her world.
Like it's like a bubble she created.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that would make people think like, well, who's doing this to you? Thinking they put her in there as opposed to her creating the bubble herself.
Mm-hmm. Well, do we know what happened to her? So after Endgame, I'm trying to remember. They go to Tony Stark's funeral, and then like we don't know what happens to her after that. Like her and Jeremy Renner have like a moment about Black Widow, and then it's just done. So I would think either something major happened or this is like a multiverse Wanda. But then would multiverse Wanda be in love with Vision? Or is that just like a singular? See, now my head's like, it's too much. I can't.
I think she just had a break. I think she just had like a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
And it just like, it wouldn't be far-fetched from like her comics powers where she has sort of like an episode and destroys everybody's reality around her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she just snapped.
Post-traumatic stress.
That's terrifying. Yeah.
But it makes sense. I mean, that was a lot they went through. And she was like very upset when she saw Thanos. Like if I forget the sequence of events, but because Thanos tells the ships, rain fire down, even if you kill like all of our troops, I don't care. Like Scarlet Witch would have killed him.
Yeah.
In Endgame.
Yeah.
Like, that's how powerful she is.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like very sad. So yeah, after, the dust settles, I could see her being like, wait, what actually happened to me? Oh, I'm very depressed.
Well, and everyone else got to come back. Like, pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
and she's the only one who had like a deep personal loss.
Mhm.
So true.
Yeah, like even Hawkeye. Yeah, he lost Nat, but he got his family back.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone got like, okay, we lost this, but you got that. Wanda's just alone again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Cap, who's always like taking care of her, he gone. So
Yeah.
like she doesn't have like anyone even.
Tony was gone.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Tony's gone.
Yeah.
She's alone.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
See?
Wanda.
You see that?
Yeah, and like there's the fact that when she was gone in the snap, so she came back to just having lost vision, and then the entire world is completely different.
That's right.
It's a good point.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, no,
Right, for her, the end of Endgame is like it's not that far removed from Vision's death because she didn't go through that whole period. So
the 5 years.
Yeah, it's pretty close for her.
That's a good point too.
Poor Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm excited. I'm pumped. Do you guys have any predictions for next week? We know it's going to be another like comedic type episode.
Yeah,
Or like a
I
sitcom,
suspect
right?
it'll like break a little bit more because it's starting to. It seems like they're starting to get a little bit deeper in.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it'll be maybe closer to 50-50.
50-50 meaning we'll see actual reality.
We'll start to see more actual reality. Yeah.
Okay.
That's my hope.
What do you guys think?
I'm actually, even though we didn't talk about it too much, I am actually looking forward to seeing what sort of sitcom-y trope or hijinks they choose to highlight that week. So I am intrigued about that, but I do hope, to get a better sense of what is going on. So maybe, like we're saying, more of those breaks to reality, whatever that might be.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. I'm like, I want to know what the bee guy was. Like, did she, are they all in Matrix pods somewhere and she put like beehives around them? Like, what is happening?
Wanda, why are you so afraid of a beekeeper?
Yeah, what does it all mean?
That was creepy. And the way she was like, no. I was like, oh,
right?
Wanda.
Wanda.
Like, she was like dark.
And
like
she was just like, like going.
Like, no, like it looked like she remembered something. And I'm like,
I wonder if that's what it was. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know she could do that with time either. Like, but maybe time's different in the reality she created.
It's all very weird.
Yeah.
And deep.
Yeah.
Mike, where's it going next?
The 70s. Right? Like they're jumping decades, I guess. The 70s. The 70s, kids, mutants, Magneto, maybe Jubilee.
All next week. It's going to be great. Are they just releasing one episode a week? Do we know?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Well, we'll have to do this again next week. And because Will, who's recapping WandaVision on Pure Fandom, he was moving this weekend, and so he wasn't able to join. I know I kind of sprung this on everybody last minute, but we'll have more to discuss. If y'all want to do this again next week.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's so
I said
fun.
I would drop. Hold on. I said I would drop everyone's. So those that watch the replay too. Here is Brad and Court Talk. We got all of Lindsay's articles.
Yes.
We got all of Gabby's articles. We have the Mandalorian podcast. I'm going to drop that in here. I won't drop my author page because it'll be bopping this week after my shows come back. I've just been podcasting and catching up on TV. A lot of Bridgerton.
Oh God,
Nice.
That show is so good.
Like I had an interview. Our desks. I have to tell you guys this. Our desks are next to each other, and I had, he was on like a call, and I had like my headphones on, and I was watching an interview on my big monitor, and it was with. This is terrible. I don't know his real name, but the Duke of Hastings. Mr. Perfect. And Eric just looks over, and he's like on mute on his meeting, and he's like, damn, that is a good looking man. Right? It's like, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Mm.
So good.
So good.
Shonda Rhimes. She can do no wrong. Like the drama, I loved it.
Truly.
It really was. That's who I want to show up with Wanda. I want her to have Vegeta Hastings show up.
Hastings,
You know that
Good for you.
hours or something. Yeah.
Absolutely, he does. But awesome. Well, this is fun, guys. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for arranging it. It was fun.
Yeah.
We'll do it next week. See ya.
Bye.